Anywho, yes, that was shade and palm trees all at once. Yes, it was shade. Anywho, and she would text, if she would say some horrible things, she would ask like, so is you and Rico, are y'all, you know, y'all screwing, y'all smashing, what's going on with y'all? Do y'all be kissing this? And I'm like, I'm not that type of girl. And if I was, I wasn't gonna tell you. Like, hello, I am Shonae, and today, you've read the title, I thought because it's spring, it's pretty outside, it's just a really good time to do something light here on my channel. So today I'm going to talk to you all about my junior prom story. Next week we'll talk about my senior prom, but today I wanted to do a little reminiscing and give you guys an idea of what junior prom was like for me. So let's do a little background. So in the 3rd grade, I met this guy. Let's call him Rico. Rico from like Paid in Full. Except he didn't shoot me down on a staircase for 14 bricks. But betrayal is betrayal. It's all the same at this point. So met him in the 3rd grade. He seemed kind of stuck up, a little rude. So, you know what I mean? I just kind of stayed out of the way. I didn't really give too much thought into it. I never really, you know, cared. But we were always in the same circles because all of the advanced and gifted kids or the creatively, artistically inclined kids were always in the same circles because teachers would have us either in separate programs or we would be doing art projects for them, even if it was just putting the different seasons and holidays up on the borders, blackboards, and decorating them. You know how teachers put up, like, they'll put up the paper, they'll put pumpkins up for September and Halloween, and then Christmas, you know, and snowflakes in January, and then staple the borders around. We would always been doing things like that, or if we were going to have some type of a party, we were always in the same circles to get that done. So it's kind of how we met. And of course, when we were in the 5th grade, we were both on the safety patrol committee and we had to work the same staircase with each other. But we did end up going to different middle schools. So fast forward high school. First week of high school, actually, I was walking down the hallways past the gymnasium and I saw him for like the first time. I was like, oh my God, he's big, he's tall, he's a fucking giant. You know, he looked the same, but you know, I was just shocked to see him. However, there was still no communication. We did have a mutual friend though, so I was always aware of him and what he was doing because of this mutual friend. And this friend was just he was a liar. His name should be Liar. It should be like Liar Moore. He would lie about everything. You could both be outside looking at the same activity and he would lie about it. It could be a beautiful sunny day and you're like, oh, look at that. He's like, yeah, it's raining hard. You know, what the hell is you looking at? What rain? Where? Like, he was a liar. He lied about everything. He really created the reality that he wanted to see for himself. That boy was a liar. So, you know, Liar even would taunt Rico and say that me and him had something going on when we didn't. But fast forward to Liar. Liar's had enough attention in this video. So Rico's brother actually ended up taking a Bible history class and an art class when we 10th grade. And I actually got really close with him. It was a very platonic friendship, but we were talking all the time. We'd be calling and texting each other. And of course, Rico, for whatever reason, Rico wasn't feeling that. Rico was just thinking, I don't know what it was. Rico would intervene. He would intercept phone calls, but he was mean. I don't know why, but Rico was kind of mean to me for whatever reasons. I'm not sure. But I don't know. Over time, Rico and I, we just kind of started, we would get more friendly speaking, I guess. And I think there was one time his brother wasn't there and I was talking to him because I was curious, like, why do you give me so much static? Like, what's going on? Like, what did I ever do to you? And we kind of just talked and over time, we just grew really close. Grew a very close friendship and we were inseparable from that moment on. He actually confided in me later on that he had a crush on me. And maybe he was just too emotionally immature to express that. So being mean was maybe the way he masked his little budding feelings for me, who knows. But after that, we would spend like hours on the phone. We passed notes in school. We were always texting, calling each other. We were like always talking. We were always in communication. He would take me to events, you know, like little school events. We went to like some football games, some basketball games together. you know, it was just things of that sort. We were always together. I mean, he bought me a couple birthday gifts. You know, he supports my Beehive habit. He's bought me a couple Beyonce CDs. You know, we just really had like this really close friendship. Like, it was going good, you know. First it was all good, and then it was all gone. Let me tell you, I don't know what happened. I do know he has a really big family, and they all look alike for the most part. And I remember he would like to call people, for whatever reason, he liked to call people on three-way, get everybody involved. And, you know, he was very family oriented. I didn't really mind. I didn't care. And I remember he had this one little cousin that he loved. She was such a sweetheart. She and I ended up becoming kind of cool. We would talk occasionally. But she had a sister. And I don't know what the old girl problem was. She was just mad aggressive, super nosy, very vengeful. She was just not someone that I particularly would chill with, see, know, etc. And so one day, you know, I thought I made myself very clear that I didn't want to do with her. You know, when she was on the phone or take the sister phone or bullying her, whatever it was, I thought I made myself very clear that I had no intentions to get to know her, want to be around her, etc. But for whatever reasons, one day she decides to call my phone. Now, I'm not sure how she got my phone number. I don't know. I just know that she called me. And she would text, if she would say some horrible things, she would ask like, so is you and Rico, are y'all, you know, y'all screwing, y'all smashing, what's going on with y'all? Do y'all be kissing this? And I'm like, I'm not that type of girl. And if I was, I wasn't gonna tell you. Like, so I don't understand why this is coming from. And even if I would block this phone, she called from another phone. She started calling from house phones. Like, it got out of control to the point we had a big blow up. You know, I've been trying to be nice out of respect for him, that's his cousin, but at the end of the day, this is my number, this is my cell phone. But I've been responsible for my cell phone since I was 12 years old. This is my phone, this is my number, and I have a right to cuss out anybody who was harassing me. Like, anybody can get it. So I blew up. You know, I'm a Gemini. What do you want from me? You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. People be thinking I'm more sweet and innocent, and then like when they piss me off, like, hey yo bitch, yo switch up the beat. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand what the problem is. Like, we had a big blow and I just let her know. Like, you out of line, yo, mad whack for this. What the fuck are you calling my phone asking me about who, what, why, where, who am I doing? None of this is your business. Are you screwing him? That's incest. I mean, you act a little manly yourself, but you're worried about what he's doing. Like, it made no sense to me. It just really pissed me off. And honestly, yes, she was out of line, but I'm mad at him too, because how the fuck did she get my phone number? How did she get my phone number? So when I finally spoke to him, I told him the situation. She's been doing this for a few days now. Like, it ain't gonna be no more days after today, you know. Like, you need to do something. This is your cousin. That's your phone. He's like, she must have grabbed it when I was in the bathroom. And I'm like, that made me mad too. No excuses, because out of all the dudes I dated, all my male friends, ain't now dude can say that some man or even a female has called their phone from my phone. Can't nobody in the world ever say that they've been disrespected by somebody that I'm affiliated with. You understand what I'm saying? Because phones always had a lock on them. iPhone 10 or the Samsung 10. But these phones have been smart for like 15 years. You could always lock this phone. You could always put your little eye up on it. It was excuses. And then he basically turned on me in the conversation. He did not take responsibility. If he ever defended me or checked her, I would not know. I would not know. And we fell out. He didn't come to my aid. He didn't man up. He didn't take responsibility. And I think that pissed me off the worst, because here we are super close. You speak to me every day. You know that I'm a good girl. You know that you talk to me and I don't bother nobody. Why can't you just handle the situation and say, I'm sorry, and ensure that it never happens again? Now, of course, at this point, being that close to him, half 10th grade, all of 11th grade, he had already asked me to be his prom date. He had already said we were going to, wear red and black. We had already worked it out, and it really messed up my plans, because we're supposed to be going to the prom together. At this point, I've already secured the limo that's going to pick us both up from our homes, or he could have just got dropped off at mine. It doesn't matter. Limo was going to pick us up, take us to the horse and carriage. Horse and carriage was going to take us to the venue, and the limo would pick us up from the prom and take us to wherever we were going to go after that. So we had the limo for I believe it was 18 hours. So we had it pretty much from the whole night to do whatever we want. And him doing that really effed up my plans. So at this point, I just took a breather and I realized, you know, this, I've already scoured around town getting this prom dress. And mind you, prom dresses ain't cheap. I didn't get a dress that I really was in love with, but that damn dress on sale was $257. Like, on sale, $250. That's just a dress. Accessories, shoes, like that stuff adds up. At this point, I've already done all of that, and I'm not gonna just let this stuff waste, because who knows if I would have been able to get a refund at this point. So I end up going alone. You know, I did cancel the horse and carriage. I said, you know what, I don't even want to do that no more. You know, I don't want to. I should have kept it. Hindsight, I should have kept that horse and carriage. I could have just been, you know, the Egyptian Cinderella that I am. I should have did it, but I didn't. I didn't keep the limo though. I want to listen. The limo stays home. He can have the name, but the limo stays home. You understand what I'm saying? So I kept that. Now, so of course I went about my own little solo ticket. I handled that. And I just kept it moving because, you know, screw that. If he want to act like that, he ain't my real friend anyway. Now, I did have a friend that actually spent the night at my house that weekend. And I don't know what the situation was with old girl, but she did not go to the prom. Because that would have been a cute little thing too, little girls' night. She didn't go. I can't tell y'all why. It was something about something didn't fall through for her. I felt like it was excuses, because if I got my little prom ticket money together, she could have got hers together, and she's at my house. We could have took the limo one night and did our thing, but she didn't go. So I was a little sad about that, but listen, I had to move on my life because everybody got choices. So I got dolled up and I got ready, and you know, I remember the limo came, and it was super great because I had a neighborhood hater for over 10 years. And she was outside looking like a bottle of Pepto-Bismol with her big self. And she out there thinking that the limo was for her. The limo was trying to turn down the hill. So she starts walking down the hill and it just peels off. That was beautiful. It was so beautiful. Bitch. Anyway, so it comes down to me, and then there's this guy that hops out. And you know, he gets out and he says, like, you know, I'll be escorting you to and from your car all evening. I was like, oh, okay. you know, with a diva like me. Anywho, so we take the pictures. Takes me to the limo. My mom is, you know, she's doing that mom thing. She's snapping photos. You know how they are. So she's all into it. I get in this limo. Mind you, I haven't been in a limo since my grandmother died. And a funeral limo is not the same as a limo. This thing was white and stretched. It was like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm in here just amazed. You know, I'm from the projects. I'm just, oh my God, is this leather? Is this leather? Oh. You know, I'm having the time of my life at this point. So we get to the venue, and the theme is Hollywood. So they got like lights, camera, action, the star. You know, because I walked out. Many people didn't have a limo that night, by the way. You missed out, Rico. And I know you watched this channel. Anywho, pull up in a limo. The guy walks me in. He's like, confirm that this is your cell phone number. We're going to text you when we get here. And if anything happens, if you want to come home early, just give us a call or a text, and we're going to be in the area anyway. So, you know what? I actually think they stayed. I'm not sure, but they were already there because I did leave a little early. We'll get to that later, but they were there. So that was that. He walked me in, and I'm just looking at all the ambiance. It was a nice little setup. I seen some people I knew, but unfortunately, a lot of my friends weren't there. But I did get asked to dance a few times, and you know, I did dance. I danced. I didn't do You know, I wasn't totally just distant from folks, but I did kind of keep to myself because none of the people I really F with are there. You know what I'm saying? So I was kind of like, it wasn't necessarily my crowd, if you will, but it was junior prom. And I did want to go. I didn't want to miss out on the experience. I spent all this money, all this time, all this prep. And yes, Rico F'd me over and did what he did, but life moves on. So I'm glad I did go. And I had a okay time. I danced a little bit and I got to see people. People were looking decent. Yes, God, honey, because we know some people spend the whole year looking, you know, like a sack of laundry. So it was good to see people in their best, looking their best. And it was good now. But they had like the big props. You know, they had the big camera cardboard cutouts. And it was like confetti and streamers, and they did have a red carpet, so when you get there they take your picture. So I thought that was pretty dope. It was pretty cute. And I remember I said, I don't remember what the food was like. It couldn't have been that good if it wasn't that memorable. But I did end up seeing a guy that I knew, a guy that was interested in me, but he never really made a move too much because he thought I was Rico's girl, so he always felt like Rico was blocking. So I saw him. He took a girl to the prom that was just his friend. He took her because nobody else asked her, and he felt like he should be a gentleman and take her. I thought that was sweet of him. Anywho, she was kind of doing her own thing, so I ended up spending like, I think the last hour and a half with him at the table, just talking, drinking punch, listening to the music. At this time, the music had got, I don't know what the DJ was doing at this point because I wasn't dancing. So if I'm not dancing, it ain't my fault. But this is actually the night he started asking me out, you know, to spend time with me. And I think we actually did. We actually went out after that next Saturday. So at this time, I think that was the after party. But the prom for me at this point really wasn't anything spectacular. You know, for me, it wasn't anything too exciting. It was nice. I'm glad I went though. So I got back into my limo. I decided not to go to the after party. I'm not really sure where old boy went to. I really didn't care because, you know, I wasn't trying to indulge in any pregnant activities after the prom anyway, so I couldn't care less. And I went home. Now the interesting thing I want to say is, of course, you know, I didn't want to go to the after party. I didn't know who would or would not be there. I didn't want to be uncomfortable because I did go alone, and I think that was a big girl step to go alone. When I got home, you know, I told my mom and everything, and they got a couple more pictures, and you know, old girl was still there. But I kind of sensed a vibe from her. And I didn't like the vibe I was feeling. You know, it's bad enough in my mind, you kind of let your girl out the dry. You didn't want to go to the prom with her, but I didn't really like the vibes that she was giving me. It felt like mad hate. It felt like mad jealousy. And it made me so uncomfortable. And honestly, not even a year after that, her true colors came out too. And you know, something else I want to talk about before we go. Once I got the pictures back and really looked at these pictures, you can see her in the background mugging me. So if you're gonna mug me and not be happy for me before I go to prom, looking super cute, y'all see these pictures. Y'all see these pictures. You saw the thumbnail. If you were gonna be feeling jealous and throw salt, why even be in the camera's way? You gotta watch people. Like you never know who's watching you watching me. But you know, before we go, I want to say, I know prom is supposed to be beautiful and sweet and a really wonderful time. But if your prom sucks, it's okay. So don't put too much emphasis on the prom. Don't feel like it has to be the most wonderful, magical experience in the entire world. I think sometimes people get their hopes up too much for it. Yes, it's supposed to be a great night. Yes, you're supposed to look your best and feel like a princess. And I did. I got to ride in a limo, a nice limo. They had music playing. They had a full bar. No, they didn't have any alcohol in it. And I don't drink anyway like that. So, yeah, I had all the Sprite I could drink back there. Or the Fruitopia, like, or the Fanta. Like, I'm just saying, I had a really good night. And the limo took the long way. So I wouldn't be too early to the prom and so I could see the city. So I had a good night. I had a good time in that limo. I wish I had kept that horse and carriage, but I didn't. You know, but we live and we learn. Don't put too much emphasis on things, even a prom night. People will disappoint you. That particular time in this story, 2 people disappoint me. My best friend, my sister, who spent summers at my house. Summers. not weekends. She spent summers at my house. My male best friend, who was allegedly, you know, in love with me and all this stuff, and he lets his cousin disrespect me and basically just say F prom night with you. So don't put too much emphasis and too much trust and high hopes in people, events, and things. At the end of the day, very young in high school, I learned I have me, myself, and I. And that's okay. Beyonce taught us very young. This is all we have in the world. So I hope all of you have a wonderful prom experience, because my junior prom, it was alright. It was lukewarm. Now my senior prom, look back at it. Look back at it. Look back at it. We're going to talk about senior prom next week. What I didn't experience my junior prom, oh my God, my senior prom, we'll talk about next week. But I'm just telling you, everything in life doesn't happen when you want it to, but it happens when it needs to. Okay? So I'm going to sign off right here. You all have a wonderful, beautiful weekend. I'm going to see you guys in my next video. So, which means, you know, I like to drop on Sundays. So I'm going to see you Sunday. Take care. Love yourselves. I'll see you next time.